Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears. Last time we defeated the final boss twice. This time, it wasn't that hard last time. Let's make it even easier. Yes, GNRS 50s on everyone, 50% output, 500 more output per item. As you can see, 2700, 2600, 2500 attack output. We are going to annihilate this guy. Not that I really need... Ooh, I don't want to fight you. There we go. Not that we really needed to do this, considering how much I slaughtered this guy last time, but I wanted to show it off just in case, because it was fun. And so let's go in with an X attack. Yeah, 5k, and that was guarded. Let's throw Ranky on there real quick, and we'll get... a good comparison considering I had that going last time too. And some yen power here. This fight, even with 70,000 HP, ain't taking all that long. And there we go, and there go all the buffs. Not a whole lot of buffs that are useful in this game, but enough of them early on that they were, helpful at the time. Unfortunately, at this stage, not a whole lot. And that, again, was guarded. Let's see if I can get an attack that's not guarded. Yeah. Max damage with normal attacks. And almost max damage. He has 70,000 HP. Anyone see how this is going to be way too easy, considering the fact that this fight will probably last than 2 minutes? Yeah. If you really feel the need, you can go in there and just slaughter this guy and have a lot of fun with it. No chance you're even getting up to do Infinity Mode, not that you need it if you've spent all this money. That's why I wasted probably 2 hours of my time grinding for money. That and I just was playing around with stats just because it's fun. Hey, look at that, I actually got to do a death blow. Of course, Emerald is the fastest character anyway. But yeah, choosing these three characters for their speed is an easy choice. All three of the other characters that I used, Bart, Billy, and Maria, were all at, I think, about, what was it, 80, I think it was 8 speed. They were all at 8 speed. And these guys have, I think it's 10, 11, 12, and that's gear speed, by the way, not character speed. Alright, we've seen this twice, so we'll fast forward through this. There we go. Now, this time, we're actually going to go through the ending sequence. I didn't announce it as the finale because there's a lot of cutscenes that follow this, and so the next time we have a good point to stop, then the subsequent episode will be the finale. And yes, there is still a point where we could stop. Not and save or anything, but there's still a point to stop. Oh, the gears won't budge. Guess we've completely ended the Zohar. So yeah, our slave generators can't do much of anything because there's nothing to draw energy from. Yeah. You will notice that Faye's gear is still moving because, of course, Xenogears does not have a slave generator as he drew power directly from the wave existence to begin with. And we just took out the Zohar part of it, not the wave existence. Okay. It's probably Elly. How many people were in there? How do we know it's Elly and not 18,000 of the other ones? Oh boy, now what's going on? Tremendous amount of energy. Well, that's kind of by design, wasn't it? That's what the wave existence asked for us to do, to free it. Well, that would be the only thing that makes sense. There shouldn't be anything else with that much power in there. That was the source of, untapped, unlimited energy. I'm not sure what he's talking about, the after effect. It's the result, which technically is an after effect. I don't know. It just seems like a strange word to use there. And of course, it confuses the hell out of Rico. So yeah, by trying to leave our dimensional plane, it's causing lots of damage, basically. What will happen? That's not a good way to end the game. We don't want to blow up the planet. That's what we've been trying to protect the whole time. And Chu-Chu's still an idiot. Well, there's not much you guys can do at this point, is there? You can't really fight God. Well, we kind of fought a fake God in Deus, but of course I believe I mentioned already that Deus means God, or some variant thereof, when we fought him the first time, but all machinery's out. This is the end. There's nothing we can do. Except for the fact that phase gear is still moving right in front of you, Satan. I'm not spoiling anything. They're going to mention it in 2 seconds anyway. We're not just going to let the world destroy itself. That's no fun at all. Kind of moving away, isn't it? Okay. Well, that's a good thing, right? The wave existence is moving it away. Or Elly's doing it. That, I guess, makes sense too. And, of course, Faye knows everything, because he's Faye, I guess. And, yeah, so Elly is trying to save us by sacrificing herself to move the whole thing away and blow up with it. That music sounds like there's something we can still do. Now, technically, Chu-Chu's not frozen either. Though, thank God they didn't mention this, because I don't want Chu-Chu coming with me to save the world. I'd much rather it just be Faye. And this is why you could not encounter the final battle against Deus without Xenogears in your active party. Technically, he would still be here anyway, considering all the other gears are here, but I guess that's their explanation for it, at least. They tried. I'll give them that. They tried. Not for... well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, you catch up with them, you won't be able to make it back, and you also won't be able to fight because this is the source of God's power. So, the God of God. That's not a good thing to want to face. You know, it's not like the wave existence is evil at this point, it's just the fact that he's free now, allowing him to go home, is going to create this amount of devastation. Not much he can do about it either. Again, using he because I don't know what pronoun to assign to God. Well, technically it's murder and double suicide, because we want to kill God first, but you know what I mean. Now, I kind of like this line, because they kind of developed this much earlier in the game, the friendship that develops between Bart and Faye. They try and kind of do like a Lavitz and Dart dynamic from Legend of Dragoon. Not nearly as effectively, but they kind of build up that type of, you know, not really a bromance, but that kind of respect between the two, where they both get along, they both, you know, they kind of work to this point, because at the start they didn't really like each other all that much. But it's nice to see that they've kind of come full circle. I kind of wish there was better relationships developed between some of the other characters. You know, Faye gets a good relationship with Satan, and, you know, the one basically from the past with Emeralda, the one with Elly, of course. But Rico, Maria, and Billy even don't really, and Chu-Chu, not that I care, but, you know, they just kind of are there at this stage in the game. They've kind of lost their purpose to do anything else. Now, if they had had more time and more money to complete Disc 2 properly, they might have had more character development, and it might have made a little more sense. But, you know, at the end of most games, half the characters have no reason left to be there other than the fact that they joined up at one point to solve one problem, and basically, well, you're going to save the world. Why the hell not? I'll join you. Come back home. No more Chu-Chu, no more Chu-Chu, no more Chu-Chu. I'll be back soon. Yeah, the gear that he didn't really like being a part of at the start of the game is now kind of his long-term, you know, friend and ally. It's like becoming friends, or, you know, just having a great deal of respect for your, you know, your starship if you're say in a Star Trek series or something like that. You know, the captain always seems to have a good relationship with their ship, even though they, you know, threaten to blow it up 18 times throughout the series. You know, whatever. Alright, so here we play a new theme. This theme is awesome. Probably one of my favorites in the entire game. And once it starts to play, I will give you the name of said song, which should be very shortly at this point. Why does it look like there's two Xenogears from different angles? This is called One Who Bears His Fangs at God. Who are you? Yes, Krelian in not really the flesh, but it is Krelian nonetheless. He's somehow gaining some kind of control. And you can kind of hear how this song kind of evolves. I let you hear the opening bits, but I like chanting songs like this. They always make me think back to Ghost in the Shell. Just, you know, from the first movie all along through, that series is tops in my mind, and this kind of music always associates with it for me because of, you know, how long ago I saw the first Ghost in the Shell film. Anyway, the path of Sephiroth, or the path of Sephiroth, is, of course, the path to God. We've talked about that before. But basically, that's what's happened now. Elly has pushed Deus on this, pushed Deus kind of out into the atmosphere, but at the same time, the wave existence is trailing, I guess, in a similar path, which is the path of Sephiroth, back to its own dimension. And of course, it makes sense for him to still refer to Faye as Lacan. That makes sense. I came here to take back the person I love back, or whatever. It's all over. What are you hoping to achieve? You are going to return to the singularity, apparently. And that place would be before the beginning of the universe. The undulating waves of the higher dimension, all things were one. So basically their concept of before the Big Bang, there was something that we don't understand, a universe of waves, or a location of waves, or a concept of waves. It may not physically exist. It may exist below the atomic level or completely separate of it. This whole concept is beyond our comprehension specifically, so that we can't understand that because it's supposed to be, you know, this higher dimension above what we can kind of understand. At least that's what I think they were going for with it. But anyway, waves spilling out from there created our four-dimensional universe. So basically, that's the point of everything, and the universe was a point of nothing and wasn't even there, and we're basically created from the spillover. Merely leftovers of those spilled waves. The lines on the bottom are Fays, the lines on the top are Krelians, if you were wondering. What attachment do we have to this world? Most likely the people in it. And it seems to happen on and off. We understand each other, and then we hate each other, and then both at the same time, and rinse and repeat. Unfortunately, that rinse part doesn't seem to work all that well. You can never truly understand everything about another person. Hell, you probably can't even truly understand everything about yourself. That sounds like something that you could only do from a higher dimension. It's all lies. People have the right to choose their own destiny. That is why we have free will. Now, I didn't go back and check. I read a whole bunch of articles on the philosophy of different aspects of this game. Carl Jung was mentioned multiple times in terms of his philosophies and his psychology being infused into the game. Sigmund Freud, Friedrich Nietzsche has been referenced in the game. What's escaping my head? There's a whole whack ton of different ideas from different people, philosophy and otherwise, that have been infused into this game. Now, I thought that one of the articles I read talked about Krelian's dialogue here, and he had a specific idea in mind, or a specific religion, or a specific philosophy that he was referencing with these lines, and I couldn't find it, and I wasn't going to read dozens of articles to refine that specific reference, but I'm pretty sure he's referring to some type of philosophy. It's an interesting idea anyway. Having this much, kind of dialogue to, look deeper into things right at the end of the game probably wasn't the best choice. I kind of wish they'd done more, well, obviously they did a crap ton of this throughout the whole game, but I wish they had done kind of a scene like this beforehand and then did this as a more action-based finale. But at the same time, a lot of what they do here does work. It just, for an LP purpose, it really doesn't let me go into like, this is so awesome, blah blah blah, we have this great cutscene and this awesome music. Well, we do have the awesome music, but you know what I'm trying to say. At least I hope you do. Otherwise I'm talking up my ass again. And this is an important line. Krelian has basically become one with Deus, and hence kind of one with God, the way of existence. And that being the case, he has a different level of understanding of things than Faye does, and he's trying to figure out why Faye doesn't share his feelings. And it seems to be because Faye doesn't have that reference to God, or at least that's Krelian's reasoning. Anyway, prove it to me. Show me the power of humans. Show me this love that you can say can make you independent of God. But that's all the time I have for this episode. Let's play Xenogears. Next time, the finale, and lots of cutscenes. It will be a multi-part finale as far as I'm aware. I'll see about doing some extra stuff once we kind of get past the credits and I do my little review of the game. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.